topic what we are going to discuss today, that is polymorphism. And polymorphism is actually abbreviated for poly means many and morph means forms. Right? Many forms. That is polymorph. Means one thing, to cut it short, what it means, polymorphism means one thing is used for many reasons. One thing is used for many reasons, and that is what exactly polymorphism means. Means a programming languages like C, who is mother language of all the programming languages, which comes under the category of structured and procedural programming. Okay, which is not providing the feature, because it's a structured and procedural programming, which is not providing the feature of polymorphism. Means one thing is used for one reason, right? Means what it means, one operator will perform only one task. Okay. Means, for example, if plus is using for addition, it cannot be used for addition of to string type of data. It cannot be used for addition of to object type of data. Means you cannot able to perform the different task, okay, than the predefined one. One thing is used for one reason. Then if you have one function by the name of f1, there will not be any copy of any function with the name f1. Means only one function with a one name is allowed, one operator with a one functionality allowed, right? So one to one is a striking feature of structure and procedural programming. Now the question arises, this one to one, one thing is used for one reason, what is the limitation in it? The limitations are many. Just try and understand one point, that if you decide that within the scope you should have only one operator will perform only one functionalities, then you need a lot of set of operators to perform the different functionalities over there, right? Means to add the two numbers, there is different operator, just like plus we are having that, but if you are not using that plus for the addition of two strings, then you have to have another operator. If you want to add the two objects, then we should have another operator. Means to simplify this thing, let us understand, if there is a rule like this, that if you want to live in this particular country, your name has to be the unique one. There should not be any duplicate name available. Now look at that, how tough it will be, right? Means what we understand that, okay, there may not be, my name is unique. If I say Sushil, I am having an impression that my name is unique, but you will find that, okay, there are many names over there, because that kind of problem you face whenever you try to create your first email ID. What we think that, okay, there is my email ID, maybe the unique one. So and we try to create it by that email ID. But once you find that that is already taken by someone, then we have a combination of 1, 2, some different combinations we used. So many times we get frustrated that how come my name and surname and all these stuffs are equal or common. So it means I'm trying to explain the thing that whenever you are going for one-to-one, it become a limitations, because the limited library support you can able to produce by that, right? And if you use a polymorph means polymorphism. One thing is used for many reasons. One thing we can program it to perform multiple tasks, and that is what polymorphism means. Hence, if the library support is limited, but till then, as it is going to perform the many tasks, as it is going to perform the various things, we can able to perform many things by the limited library scope. Otherwise, no matter whatever the large and vast library support you are having provided by the programming languages, it become a limitations because your library support is providing only one task. So hence, structure and procedure programming languages provided us that library support that become a limited library support. And in case of object oriented programming, because of use of polymorphism, it is predefined that one operator will perform multiple tasks, or even programmer programmer can able to provide able to code for performing different tasks to that operator, to that functionalities. And in that way, one thing is used for one reason, that limitations can be overcome to make it one thing is used for multiple reasons. And hence polymorphism will be beneficiary. Hence polymorphism can be used, okay, to provide multiple things, to perform multiple things, uh, and then the limited library can also able to perform many things, and the limitation of limited library can be overcome in that. So this is what the primary or the elementary discussion of the polymorphism. So do you understand what is polymorphism feature in Java? In Java, okay, Java is actually supported for object oriented programming. Actually polymorphism is not only the feature of Java, but it's a feature of all the programming languages which supports to object oriented programming. So polymorphism means one thing used for many reasons, and it's and it's a striking feature of object oriented programming, and Java is a complete object oriented programming. That's why that feature is available in Java also. So we need to understand now, okay, why and after understanding what is polymorphism is poly means many, morph means forms. So one thing used for many reasons, and what are the advantages of making advantage of polymorphism? One operator, one function, or one thing which is used for one reasons. Now it will be useful for performing multiple tasks and multiple things. So limited library can be enhanced to do multiple tasks, and multiple stuff can be done by using this polymorphism there, right? So now let us hope you don't have any questions up to this. Okay, do you have any questions up to this? What is polymorphism and why polymorphism required? Yes,
No,
anyone?
sir.
Yeah, okay.
No, sir.
Yeah. Then we'll go with the next thing, that is how polymorphism can be implemented. Implementation of polymorphism. Now, as I said, polymorphism means one thing used for many reasons. First of all, for the implementation of polymorphism, first step is method overloading. Method overloading. Method overloading means if you have a demo poly, okay, I'm trying to write a demonstrative code for method overloading. Now method overloading means one method have multiple definitions. Now let us understand, you are writing a method for addition. As you know, addition can be of two numbers, or addition can be of n numbers, right? So let us understand, if I write a public int add method and it is taking two inputs, to perform addition at least minimum two inputs required, that we know. And if I say return x plus y, that is simple definitions, right? But can we say that addition cannot be of three numbers, addition cannot be of four numbers? It is absolutely possible, right? So we have another method we can write. Why not we have addition with the array of integers? Now you know array may have one element, zero elements, or n elements, right? So so now just understand one point. If you are in C, right, if you are using a structure and procedure programming, you cannot write a method add, okay, with the multiple definitions. Here you can add two numbers, even you can write a method for adding three numbers or n numbers, like this. So this is called as one method named add with a different number of arguments, and you can able to write in a one scope. This is called as method overloading. Overload means one thing is performing now the multiple tasks. Multiple tasks. Yeah. So here I write the int public integer add integer array, and then if I write int sum equals to 0, okay, and if I say for integer I equals to 0, I less than x dot length, okay, we can able to find out the length of an array in this manner. I plus plus sum plus equals to x of I, okay, the array subscripts I am adding it, and then I'll say finally I will return sum. So here this add method is going to add two integers and give me the like resultant value. This add method is going to add the contents of an entire array and give me the result. So in this manner I can add, I can write multiple definitions of an add method, right? So what do you mean by method overloading? One method have multiple definitions. Yeah, by keeping method name same with different number of arguments, we can define methods, okay, called as method overloading, right? So I'm writing a class demo poly, okay, here I am adding the two numbers, here I can have the array of numbers, and then I will go to the main, and if I say addition of two numbers just for the, and if I give a call to the, okay, but it's an instance method, so I need to create the object of demo poly, dp equals to new demo poly, and then if I give a call like dp dot add, and if I pass on this directly 10,20, then you can able to find out the addition of two numbers as well. Then the next is, if you want to, if you can declare an array int a of array equals to new integer of, or you can directly assign some data like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever.
Yes.
Okay, and then if you write addition of an array elements, so the same add method can able to perform the addition of array elements as well, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you can able to perform an addition of two numbers, the same method means one method add is actually applicable applicable for performing two or more things. Here I am writing only the two methods, but you can go for the another 10 method definition of addition of three numbers, addition of a different type of data, or any other things. And in this way we can overload that method called as additions to perform a
Yes.
different number of tasks, and that is called as method overloading. Do you understand this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the concept of a method overloading. Okay, I'll what I will do, I'll let's say create a folder over here by the name of demo poly. Okay, and then I go to the cmd to test this code. Open that code. My Visual Source code is going to open now.
Yes.
Okay, then in the folder I will write a project by the name of demo poly.java, and then we're gonna paste this code over here. Okay, so demo poly addition of an array, and then here we are giving call to it. Okay, here we addition of two numbers, addition of even you can if you have a variables, okay, you can able to add them. Okay, let us understand. If you write integer x equals to 10, y equals to 50, and now if you want to perform addition with these two, okay, means I want to give you the concept that we can use one thing for performing multiple tasks. Now here I want to add the two numbers, but which is available in the variables, not in the format of constants, right? And then if you try and compile it, okay, java demo poly.java, it compiles and then you create Java demo poly. Will give the result. Here it's addition of two numbers is 30. When you write you directly pass on 10 and 20. Okay.
Yes.
And when you the addition of an array will be 550 and addition of two variable numbers is also 60. So here in this case, guys, the one method definition called as add, we able to perform able to write the multiple definitions. Okay. And we can able to perform
Yes.
the multiple tasks, and hence this is called, this process, one method have a multiple definitions in one scope, is called as method overloading.
Method overloading.
Yeah, have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Anyone have any questions on this?
No, sir.
Okay, now let's go for the next thing, that is called as demo constructor dot java. So in the similar manner, to implement the polymorphism, we can go with the constructor overloading. Right? Now constructor overloading means, as we know, all the what is constructor? Constructor is a method name having same name as a class name at it, and it invokes at the time of object creation. Right? Constructor without argument called as default constructor, and constructor with arguments called as parameterized constructor. So if you can able to define multiple constructors, if you can able to define multiple constructors in one class scope, it is called as constructor overloading. Right? Let us understand what is constructor. It's a special function, special method having same name as a class name and invokes at the time of object creation. Right? Used for initializing private data belongs to class. Okay, used to
Yes.
used to initialize the data belongs to class. Okay, that is called as, for the initialization reasons we are using constructor. So let's overload them then. So let's say class, we are writing demo constructor class. Okay, and here let us say you have properties called as private integer x. This is the property. So we'll be defining a default constructor first. Okay. So you, in the default constructor, whenever it is, the value of x become 10, and in the parameterized constructor, you'll get the data from the user, and by that data the properties of an object will be initialized. Then this dot x equals to x. So whatever the data you will get as an argument, by that you can initialize the property belongs to the object. Here it is, this is the object reference. And sometimes you may have another object as an argument. Let's say public demo constructor, and here you'll get a object as an argument. Demo constructor, reference of, let's say, y, and this dot x equals to y dot x. Okay. The copy of exist object. This is called as copy constructor. Means here I am trying to write multiple definitions of a constructor in one scope, in one class. Okay. If you, what we are trying to prove, one thing used for many reasons. So
Yes.
if in one class, if you are defining many definitions of a constructor, so that you can initialize the object by default way, parameterized way, or if you have an exist copy of an already exist object, then also you can able to initialize it, right? And then
Yes.
here you can override the toString method like public string to string, return copy of an object, that is this dot x. Okay, and let us define the main method. And here, if you want to construct an object of a demo constructor, let's say DC, okay, go to new demo constructor, and in the default way, and if I give a call to the system dot out dot println, copy of DC demo constructor, and I will print the copy of DC. So it will give a call to the whenever I construct this DC, it will give a call to the default constructor, and x become 10. So it will print the copy of DC will be 10. Then I will create another object. Let us say DC1, and now I'll pass on the value called as 20, okay, as an argument. And if I print the copy of DC1, so it will give a call to the parameterized constructor like this, okay. Here constructor without argument, here constructor with argument. So the copy of DC1 will be the whatever the data will pass on. And let us understand, if I construct the another object, called as DC2, and pass on the copy of DC1, exist objects copy I pass on, okay. And then if I print the copy of DC2, till then I can able to print it over there, right? So it means what? I'm trying to explain you the role of a constructor overloading. What is constructor? As I already explained you, polymorphism is one thing used for many reasons, right?
One thing is used only. Yes.
Yeah. So earlier we successfully able to demonstrate about the method overloading. Now we able to, there is a difference between method and the constructor. Constructor means constructor is a special method in the class which don't have written type, because as it is used to initialize the private data belongs to class. So there are multiple definitions of constructor. There is default one is parameterized one, and one is copy means. Copy means if you pass on the no values, it will give a call to the default constructor. If you pass on the constant as an argument, okay, it will give a call to the parameterized constructor. But if you pass on exist object as an argument, then it will give a call to the copy constructor. And in this manner, the copy of the objects will be initialized, and you can able to give a call to it. You get my point clear? Let us execute this. Java C demo constructor dot Java. Okay. Fine. So it is showing some. Okay. Yeah. The reference is not supposed to be used. No issues. We'll what is saying demo constructor. Okay, we need to we need to use Java demo constructor or Java. Okay, it is showing some public demo constructor. Okay, just wait. I need to work it out about the demo constructor. Oh, here is the spelling. Like sorry. The class name I wrote in the capital, that's why it is showing. Okay, demo constructor, that is okay now. And I believe, okay, it will work now. Let us try this. Constructor Java. Okay, now that reference is okay. The reason is it is required over there. Reference did not accepting. Okay. It's saying no, return type is not required. Demo constructor. Okay, for a while I'll make this comment about the copy constructor because there is some. I'll be come up with a solution of this. What she's saying. So we'll not use the copy constructor now. Okay. Let us work it out firstly with the constructor overloading, and then we'll come up with the solution of this. No? Cannot access demo constructor. I suppose we made some sort of spelling errors over there. Oh, there is. Okay, because the class name is different, and here we write the. Okay, that is what the issue. Okay, I'll.
Demo constructor.
Yes. Actually,
Constructor is a small. I mean, S is a small.
Yes.
And they will use a small constructor, right?
That is the issue. That's why it is showing
Yes,
some.
yes. That's why it's not. Yeah. So it's showing error.
Okay, we'll work it out. It's a spell error. Okay, we'll work it out. This demo constructor reference. Let us try this because so that everything can be worked. Okay, and the demo constructor. Yes, demo constructor. Yes, and then let us try this as well. There is a spell errors are there. Okay, the capital and A. That is what the issue. But anyway, we try to resolve it. Java demo constructor dot Java. There is some other. Okay. Let us remove this reference and save it. Try it once. Yeah, it works. You notice the difference over there, and then now Java demo constructor. Okay, look here. The copy of DC is 10. The copy of DC1 is 20, and the copy of DC2 is also 20. It means actually we can able to define the multiple definitions of a constructor in one scope of a class. What is constructor? We all know constructor is that special method which is useful for initializing the private data belongs to class, and we able to define the multiple constructors in one definitions, and by keeping the number of arguments change. So method overloading can be replaced by the constructor overloading. Okay, so we can use that constructor for the multiple number of arguments, and hence we can prove the polymorphism also in this case, right? So constructor overloading, method overloading, polymorphism